Alright, I half-assed assembled a head with the primary cam and a gear. Okay, there's the gear. We're lined up with the timing mark. Okay, I'm going to pull this valve cover off. We're lined up in the back. Okay? Common problem, believe it or not. I've seen, we're lined up here. There's no critter to be seen. It's a common problem. I've actually seen more than one. I've actually bought a car, no power, ran like crap, ended up dropping a valve. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to bump this motor over until I get, say, this is off compression and this is off compression, or off the valves, and this is off the valves. I'm going to pump air into the cylinders, and then we're going to see if we got any bent valves, and we're going to do that to all four. We're going to do this number 2 cylinder first. Okay, we're just going to screw this down in there. We don't need a lot of pressure on it. Get the air hose. See if I can figure it without knocking everything over. Oh yeah. We've actually got air coming out this hole here and this hole here. But now that could be running around through the intake manifold because the butterfly is closed. So let me unhook this for a second. We'll get this off. I stick my finger in there. Okay. So that back up again. Yeah, I can get to it. Oh yeah. Hear it? So we got intake valves bent on that one. Okay, the lobes are up here, and the lobes are up here on number 4. So let's do number 4. Oh yeah. Bad too, you hear it. Okay. Now let's bump the car to get number 3. Okay, we got number 3. Lobes are straight up here and pointing about 2 o'clock there, so we're off all the valves, or the lifters. Number 3. Okay. Same thing. Then intake valves. Let's do number 1. Okay. You can see number 1's right here, pointing straight up here. So somebody has actually either ran the motor with a busted belt, ran the motor and the belt broke. They went ahead and fixed it, thinking they could get away with it, and it never ran again, is my guess. Or they've put this thing together wrong and couldn't get it started and just kept cranking it, beating the shit out of the valves. Same thing. I'll even let you hear it. Okay. That's it. So every intake valve's probably bent, and I'm going to show you the reason they bend. I'll go ahead and leave that for right now. Let me bring you back over here. to this head. Let me get spare cams. Over the other way. Okay, these are the valves that typically bend the easiest, is because they're so close to the piston when it comes up. These are a little bit farther away. I'm going to say there's 10 thousandths of material before the valve right there. There's 30 or 40 thousandths worth of material here. So you can be a little off here and it won't hurt. Okay, but these generally bend first. These rarely bend. Okay, these will bend second. These rarely bend. So we got to see what you want to do, Chris. Got to see if you got any cracked pistons because of the valves hitting. But so far we're looking at a turbo, head reworked, new valves, timing belt kit, new belts. Them are obviously been sitting for a long time. You know how to call me, or I'll call you, whatever we want to do. But I was looking at the turbo with my scope. You can see it's down there stuck in the front of the turbo, and that's how I was watching the turbo, is with just so you are wondering. Okay, there we go. See the turbo? See, I can't even get it to turn now. Let me see if I can wedge that off to the side. There it goes. But you can see the movement in that thing? That's just the turbo moving, the shaft. Okay, it's not supposed to move like that. But anyways, that's what we're looking at so far. I'll probably go ahead and pull the head off tomorrow and see what we're looking at. You know, see how much slop we got in the pistons. If we need to yank the motor out and rebuild it, that's where it's going to get expensive. You know, a set of pistons for this is $400. That's no machine work. That's just a set of pistons, no rings. To rebuild one of these motors is about 1,500 bucks. Easy. As soon as I saw the timing belt, I kind of knew something was up. You know, it's lined up down there, it's lined up here, but we've got nothing lined up in the back. You know, like I said, that in the first video, that's what I was going to do. I was going to line this up, this up, this up, this up, and make sure the cams were lined up in the back, because we're obviously a tooth off back here. So somebody has had all of this apart. Or that tensioner was just so bad it jumped the tooth. That's possible. But that jump in the tooth, if this would have all been lined up, and this jump in the tooth would have bent valves. It's that sensitive. Well, there we go. You've seen it firsthand. You know, I'm not making up any stories. There it is. Alright, what I'm doing now is I took the belt off. I got the nut loose on the cam pulley. I'm going to take this cam off, the cam pulley off, and see what is up with this thing. Maybe they used the wrong marks. I don't know. Now we've got to find That's what they did. What did I tell you they did? They sheared the keyway off, just like I said. What they did is they beat this thing on there with a hammer. Because you can see in there how the keyway has been pushed this way and snapped off. Yeah. That's what they did. That's what screwed this motor up. Because this thing, when I took it off in my hand, okay, was like this. If you look at the top of the engine, see the keyway? Keyway's right here. I took this thing off just like that. Okay? Where's the keyway at? Whoops. Should zoom this bitch back. Where's the keyway at? It's in the bottom. I knew something was wrong. They ruined the cam gear. That's junk. That's what ruined this motor. Let me get a cam gear that I have off and tap it on there and see what it looks like. Okay, we got a cam gear with a tooth. Okay, notch on that side. Okay, we're just going to temporarily put this together just enough to line some teeth up. Okay, get all this off here. Get the collection. Do the 16 and then need my valve cover. So I can line the marks up right. Okay. I want to stay, it's under tension right there. Okay. Timing mark. Okay, and what do we see right there? We're still a tooth off there, but this is why this motor was ruined, because of that cam gear. They beat it on with a hammer and ruined it. There's actually another one that's ruined. There you go. Now you know.